Gather round, little warriors and grizzled wolves. Sit close and listen. Today, I tell you the tale of a guy who makes your 8-hour shift or your morning gym session look like a nap in a field of daisies. You think you know what tired means? You think your commute to work is a drag? Then you haven't met Heimdall, the white ace. He lives at Himmelbjörg, Heaven's castle, situated exactly where the burning rainbow bridge, Bifrost, touches the sky. He doesn't have a coffee machine. He doesn't have a weekend. And he certainly doesn't have a snooze button on his alarm. He is the ultimate guardian, the 24/7 security system of Asgard. If he blinks, the gods fall. If he sleeps, the world burns. No pressure, right? Let's talk about his origins. Most of us have one mother, and that's already enough drama to fill a lifetime. But Heimdall, he was born of 9 mothers, 9 sisters, the waves of the sea. How does that work biologically? Don't ask me. I'm a Skald, not a scientist. Let's just say he was forged by the cold Atlantic spray and the raw power of the earth. They fed him the strength of the land, the moisture of the deep, and the scorching heat of the sun. He didn't grow up on junk food. He grew up on divine discipline. He has teeth made of pure gold, hence his name, Gulintani. He is tall, he is ripped, and he is probably the only god who doesn't need a cheat meal, because his body is a temple carved out of divine granite. Odin gave Heimdall gifts that would make any modern biohacker weep with envy. First, he doesn't sleep. He needs less rest than a bird. While Thor is snoring loud enough to cause tectonic shifts, Heimdall is standing perfectly still, staring into the cosmic void. Second, his eyes. He can see for 100 miles in every direction, day or night. He can see a flea on a cat's back in Midgard while standing at the very top of the heavens. But the third gift, that's the real kicker. He can hear the grass grow. He can hear the wool grow on the backs of sheep. Can you imagine that noise? It's like living inside a giant, never-ending ASMR video. Scritch, scratch, grow. Every blade of grass, every hair on a giant's chin, he hears it all. It's a gift, yes, but it's also a burden. That's why nobody sneaks into Asgard. You can't even think about a surprise attack without Heimdall hearing your neurons firing from across the galaxy. Then we have Loki. Every hero needs a nuisance, and Loki is the ultimate scrolling troll of the Norse world. Once Loki stole the Brisingamen, the most radiant necklace belonging to the goddess Freya. Loki thought he was the smartest guy in the room. He turned into a seal and hid on a freezing, slippery rock in the middle of the ocean, thinking he was invisible. But you can't hide from the guy who hears wool growing. Heimdall saw him instantly. He didn't call a committee, and he didn't complain on social media. He turned into a seal himself. Imagine it. 2 divine seals, barking and slapping each other with flippers on a wet rock. It was the most ridiculous and epic wrestling match in the history of the 9 worlds. Needless to say, the machine won. Heimdall headbutted Loki back into reality, took the necklace, and gave the trickster a headache that lasted a century. On Heimdall's belt hangs the Gjallarhorn. Now listen closely. This is not a horn for drinking mead, though it's big enough to hold a keg. This is the in case of emergency horn. Heimdall stands there, century after century, hand resting on that horn. He is waiting for the one moment he hopes never comes, the day the frost giants march across the bridge. When that horn blows, its sound will pierce through all 9 worlds. It is the ultimate wake-up call. It tells the Einherjar, the fallen warriors, and the gods, the warm-up is over. The final set has begun. It takes incredible mental toughness to stand watch for eternity. That's the kind of discipline we need when we're hitting the weights, while the rest of the world is still dreaming. In the final battle of Ragnarok, Heimdall and Loki will face each other one last time. It won't be a joke then. They will fight until both fall. But Heimdall will die knowing he did his job. He never blinked. He never wavered. He stood his ground until the very end. So, when you look in the mirror and see a man working to be the best version of himself, a 100-kilogram engine of health and power, remember the white age. Stay sharp. Watch your borders. Don't let the sugar giants or the laziness trolls invade your personal Asgard. Be the watchman of your own life. Stay strong, stay vigilant, and stay Vikings. By the way, if you want to see who Loki is, come here and watch, and I'll say goodbye to you until next time. The sun has plunged into the sea, and the gates of Himinbjörk are closed. May Thor guard your dreams against the Jotnar, and may your blanket be steadier than any shield. Sleep soundly, little warriors, for new shores await us tomorrow. A peaceful night to you, under Freya's wing.